Okay, so I had a good trade on eBay today. I actually had two trades. One was a loser, but one was a big winner. Andrew asked if I could make a recap for him. So that's what I'm doing. Basically, just to give you an idea, this is the entry, and then it went all the way down, and this is the exit. That was like a 3-hour trade. Let's see here. So the first trade basically kind of set up the second trade for me. So even though it was a loser, it was actually kind of a good thing. Let's see here. So the news on eBay, it gapped up, but I thought it was kind of a weak story. Basically, they just was like they're going to review their business model. So it wasn't like they beat on earnings or anything like that. It was just they're going to look into things. But anyways, it gapped up and then it went up strong. To start, I had this level here from the daily chart from somewhere, and it kind of paused at it for a second, kind of hesitated there, and then it did go up. When it came back, I thought maybe I'd play the pullback. That's something that's been working out for me a lot lately. I usually like to play them when they pull back to a level or a moving average. So this one was kind of out there a little bit, not kind of my ideal setup for this sort of thing. A little bit of gambling, I guess, on this one. But I thought I'd try it. I think this level, the top of this candle is at the 90, which is here. So I thought that could be an entry. And I had this level here and the moving average to use as a stop. So I put my stop, just below it, basically. I tried to go in right off the 90, but I got a terrible fill all the way up here. So I tried to go in at 90, and I basically got in 10 cents higher. So I was basically right away behind in this trade. But I thought, all right, whatever, I'm in. Try to get to high a day and then some, obviously. It did go up for a little bit, but then it kept basically, sorry, I'm not very good with this thing. It basically just kept bouncing off this 90, bouncing off this 90, bouncing off this 90. And it was as resistance. I kind of already started feeling it looked weak because it couldn't make a newer high, and then just kept coming down. It broke that 90 and then started basically using the 80 as support. And the 90 became resistance. So the previous support became resistance mantra. And when it was here and kind of bouncing between these, I thought, you know what, if this thing breaks down, I'm going to flip my position. So normally in the past when I've flipped my positions, that's been a recipe for disaster, but that's probably more because it's like a revenge thing. This was more of a premeditated flip. So it broke this level. I got out. And then I thought, well, now, now this support will be resistance, and I had the level there that it kind of already hesitated at earlier, and so I thought, well, let me if I get a pullback to that, and I'll put my stop at this 90 now. So I got pretty close to it, and I thought this would be a target here. This blue line is pre-market high, so I thought that was good risk to reward. Let's see, I was trying to get in at 80, and that's like 50, so. It was almost 3 to 1. And then let me adjust this a bit. Let me just do the first part, I guess, so it won't be too out there. So then it was kind of bouncing between VWAP and the support. It broke down and got to this moving average, and it just was looking bearish. I've been trying for the last couple weeks to really learn I've been practicing trying to read the level 2s and the time and sales while I'm in a trade to try and work it and figure out if it's bearish or bullish. Basically, this is after hours, so this doesn't have anything here, but what I've been noticing when they're like bearish, for example, is the bids will be piling up at one price, and maybe below it'll be piling up, and then what's here will like move over to here, and then I'll start go. And then, you know, this next one down moves up, and they'll be piling up, and these ones below will be piling up. And even if the ask is piling up, you know, someone that's below it will be like, and kind of cut the line, and that'll force these to go over. And also, I have this stuff color coded, and so I'll watch, you know, what the bid is here. Oh, just lost that. Well, anyways, no, we lost it all. Oh well. I'm recording this later on. So yeah, the bid'll. You gotta be kidding me! Come on, the bid'll. I've just been watching that, and I have this color coded, and so I'll see what the bid is here, and seeing if it's hitting this, and if it's hitting the bid. You know, it seems like it's a sign that it's going to be going down. I'm still working on this, so this is kind of an experiment, but this is what I've been noticing. So anyways, it got to... Oh, I just lost my pre-market levels. Well, anyways, it got to that, but I decided not... I think that was here. Oops. That was there. Decided not to go there because it was just looking bearish. And finally it broke down. I hadn't taken anything off yet, and when it got below this moving average here, I decided, you know what, maybe I should take something off because I haven't taken anything off. So I took a partial there. I know this is probably like the perfect 5-minute chart to not get out and hold, and just lower lows, lower highs. You know, like William says in one of his videos, there was really no reason to get out, but I hadn't taken anything off, so I took some off there. Then, you know, the volume died here for these two candles, and it was going sideways, kind of consolidating. I was watching the level 2 still, and the time in sales, and it just looked like it was going to go down again. And then the volume picked up. It did start flushing. And I thought while I was there, you know what, this level is, I think, yesterday's high or the day before's high. That would be a good target. And when it got to it, I, you know, took another partial, which is here. Then basically it still just didn't look like it was going to be very strong. It got below that, and I just decided to kind of keep holding and keep holding. I was just watching everything. It kept getting weak, looking weak. It consolidated here, but it was consolidating on really low volume. So it was just going sideways with like no action. I thought about maybe taking a partial here when it got to that, but I decided to keep holding again. When it got here, this is the 200 on the 5, which I think, I guess that's there. I thought, okay, that's probably a good another spot to take some. I probably shouldn't have, because there really wasn't any reason in the 1 minute chart to take any off, and it was still looking bearish here. But I don't know, I was so far into it, I just thought it was a good spot. I thought maybe the 200 on the 5 is usually pretty strong, good spot to take some off. Then once it got, let's see here, below that, I was down to, I don't know, maybe a quarter of my shares left or less. I don't remember what I had left, but a smaller amount. And so then I thought, this black level, this just came in. So this wasn't here. The previous close was lower. And then where this partial is here was actually the pre-market low that disappeared on me while I was recording this. And so I set a range order for there. Let's see there. Let's just get to this. Let's try that. Yeah, so that was my last partial. It got below that. I thought, you know what, I'll set a range order for the pre-market low for half of my remaining shares, which is where this is. And then I set another range order for the previous day's close, which was, you know, somewhere down here. And then I actually went and made breakfast and took a shower and stuff like that. Came back, it had hit this, then I had to go to work. And so there was a very small amount of shares left, and I just let it ride. And I put a stop at this level basically for the last bit of shares, because I thought, well, it's not very much left. I'll just, you know, capture some of the remaining profit. And I got stopped out. But yeah, that's basically the trade. It was like a 3-hour trade, and I thought I'd practice some good skills here, some stuff I've been practicing, and yeah, that's it. So basically got in here and caught all of this. Okay, that's it. Thanks.